Level 1. Asset. You don't exist yet. Your name is a file number. Your face is a photograph in a manila envelope. You sit in a cafe in Istanbul, third table from the window. Your hands shake when the bell above the door chimes. The man who trained you told you to wait, to listen, to become invisible. The courier arrives, gray suit, newspaper under his left arm. You memorize the headline without looking at his eyes. He leaves. The newspaper stays. Inside, a phone number written in lemon juice. You hold it to the steam of your coffee. The digits bleed through. You dial from a burn phone in a parking garage 3 blocks away. A voice answers. No greeting, only coordinates. A warehouse. Dawn. You go. The warehouse smells of rust and seawater. A man zip-tied to a chair watches you enter. Blood crusts his nostrils. His eyes beg. Your handler steps from shadow, presses a silenced pistol into your palm. He sold shipping manifest to the IRGC. 2 minutes. No prints, no face. Your finger finds the trigger groove. The chair scrapes concrete. The man's mouth opens. You don't remember pulling. You remember the weight leaving your hand, the handler taking the weapon, dropping it in bleach solution. Good, he says. You're not an asset anymore. You're ours. Your bank account receives $12,000 before you reach the street. The sun hurts your eyes. You taste copper. You don't sleep for 3 days. When you finally do, you dream of the warehouse, not the man. The absence of sound when the trigger broke. You are no one. You are everyone. You are the first rank. You have just learned that murder is a currency. 2 weeks later, they send you to Caracas. Level 2. Runner. You are the package now. Caracas taught you speed. You carry drives sewn into jacket lining, swallowed in condoms, buried in dead drops behind loose bricks in colonial alleyways. You don't know what's on them. You don't ask. You only know that men follow you now. Different men. Harder men. The kind who don't blink when they check your reflection in shop windows. The hotel room in Sao Paulo smells like mildew and your own sweat. You've been awake for 40 hours. The drive in your gut burns. Your contact is 17 hours late. You pace. You count ceiling cracks. You listen to the couple fighting 3 floors down, their Portuguese slurred with cachaça and betrayal. The knock comes at 3:17 a.m. 3 taps. Pause. 2 taps. Wrong. You move without thinking. Window, fire escape, 5 stories down. Your palms shredded on rusted iron. The street swallows you. Headlights sweep the corner where you crouched 3 seconds before. You walk. Don't run. Running is a target. Walking is a ghost. The safe house is a butcher shop closed for renovation. You vomit the drive into a steel sink, blood in your saliva. The handler takes it with tweezers, drops it in a Faraday bag. Compromised, he says. They turned your contact 12 hours before you landed. You don't ask what happened to her. You see it in his jaw. Your payment is $34,000, wired to an account in Cyprus you'll never access directly. But the real payment is the needle, epinephrine and something else, something that makes the room breathe. For the next one, he says. Moscow, January. They know you're coming. You board the flight with a passport that says you're a Canadian geology student. You stare at the clouds and realize you've forgotten your real name. It doesn't matter. In Moscow, you will carry something that can't be swallowed, something that screams if scanned. The seatbelt sign dings. The cabin pressure shifts. You feel the weight in your chest, not the cargo, the certainty that you are now worth more dead than alive. Level 3. Ghost. You don't enter rooms anymore. You haunt them. Moscow was a furnace. You learned to kill the electricity before you killed the man. Darkness is mercy. You no longer believe in mercy. You left no shadow, no shell casing, no heartbeat. The FSB found him 3 days later, frozen in his bathtub, wrists opened with his own razor. They ruled it depression. You ruled it silence. Now they send you to places without names. A compound in the Sahel. a yacht in international waters, a prison transport van outside Manila. You are the gap between camera frames, the breath held in a sentry's throat before he falls. Your face is a mosaic of surgeries you didn't request. Nerve damage in your left cheek makes you smile at funerals. You no longer feel temperature, you feel threat vectors. The operation in Prague should have been simple: interrogate, disappear. But the target knew your new jawline. He laughed through broken teeth. "You're the asset from Istanbul," he wheezed. "I trained the man who trained you. You're not a ghost, you're a receipt." You didn't kill him immediately. You listened, learned that your first handler was executed for embezzlement 6 months ago. The file said heart attack. The truth said 2 in the skull. Unmarked grave in Loudoun County. You finished the target with a garrote made of his own tie. But the words stayed. Now you sit in a safe house in Tallinn, snow against the window like static. Your bank holds $287,000. Your mirror holds a stranger. The phone buzzes. Level 4 assessment, Langley. 48 hours. You burn the passport. You burn the clothes. You consider burning the skin. The flight is 18 hours. You don't sleep. You rehearse the only truth that matters. I was never here. I will never be here. I am the space where someone used to be. The plane descends through cloud. You feel nothing. This is the gift they gave you. This is the wound. Level 4, handler. You build ghosts now. You don't haunt. You manufacture the haunting. Langley is a mausoleum of fluorescent light and coffee that tastes like copper. They give you an office with no windows, 3 monitors, a ledger of names that don't exist yet. Your assets are numbers in encrypted chats. Their fear is your telemetry. You watch a runner in Jakarta through a hacked street camera, see him check his 6 every 11 seconds. You know he's burning. You don't pull him. The package is too hot. Your first recruit is a chemist in Minsk, divorced, drinking, gambling debts to men who break fingers slowly. You don't approach her. You arrange the approach. A forged email from a pharmaceutical recruiter, a hotel bar, a sympathetic ear. She thinks she found salvation. You know you found leverage. The psychology briefings taught you attachment theory. You use it to fracture people along their fault lines. You are the therapist they never asked for, the predator they don't recognize until the cage door clangs. Your bank account holds $890,000. You haven't touched grass in 4 months. The operation in Lagos goes wrong. Your asset, a diplomat's son with an encryption key in his frontal lobe, literally, surgical implant. He takes a bullet in the jaw during extraction. You watch through drone feed as he drowns in his own blood, still trying to speak the password. The key dies with him. 2 years of cultivation, 0 return. They call it a performance review. They show you the footage again. What did you miss? They ask. You missed that his girlfriend was GRU. You missed the signal in his gait analysis 3 weeks prior. You missed that you stopped seeing him as human. Humans always betray what they love. They don't fire you, they promote you. Failure is data. Data is power. You go home to an apartment that smells like nothing. You pour whiskey you can't taste. The phone rings. Architect selection. Zurich. 1 week. You stare at the dark window and see Jakarta's runner reflected there, still checking his 6, still burning. You didn't save him. You won't save yourself. Level 5, architect. You don't run operations. You engineer the conditions for them to exist. Zurich is a chessboard of numbered accounts and men who speak only in hypotheticals. You sit in a conference room carved from alpine granite, 3 kilometers below a ski resort where oligarchs break their legs and their silence. Your ledger is no longer names. It is nations, currency flows, election timelines, the precise pressure points where a democracy hemorrhages. You design a war to hide an assassination. The war is real. The dead are real. The target, a general in a country you will never visit, dies in a training accident that you scripted 16 months prior. You never see his face. You see only supply chains, fuel reserves, the morale curves of conscript units. You are the avalanche. The single stone is beneath your notice. Your bank holds $4.2 million. You own a vineyard in Chile you have never seen. You own a disease research foundation that develops toxins you cannot pronounce. You meet with senators in soundproofed limousines. They call you consultant. You call them access. The betrayal comes from above. A program you architected, decades in the making, billions in black budget, appears in a newspaper. Not your newspaper, one you don't control. The byline is a journalist you never flagged. The source is a name you don't recognize in your own agency. Someone built a door in your fortress. Someone walked through. They bring you to a facility in Utah. Concrete. No echoes. A man in a suit without a tie asks if you know what compartmentalization failure means. You do. It means you are now the compartment that failed. It means you are the loose end. You don't beg. You inventory. Who knew? Who gains? The answer surfaces like a corpse. Your protege, the ghost from Talon, the one who smiled at funerals. He has ascended. You are the rung. They don't kill you. They unmake you. Records evaporate. Accounts freeze. The vineyard becomes a children's hospital. You are diagnosed with dementia in a medical file that predates your birth. You walk out of Utah with $200 in cash and a bus ticket to nowhere. The snow falls. You feel it now. You feel everything. The phone in your pocket vibrates once. A single word. Revenant. Level 6, Revenant. You died in Utah. They just haven't buried the body yet. The bus dumps you in a border town where the river runs brown with factory waste. The coyotes charge by the kilogram. You have no name to claim, no fingerprints that match databases. The architect is a tumor they excised. You are the scar tissue. Itching. Wrong. Remembering. The phone was a test. You passed by not destroying it. Now they come to you. Not Langley, the other ones. The ones who build doors in fortresses. They find you in a Guatemalan flophouse, feverish from water that should have been boiled. They don't offer medicine. They offer purpose, a different ledger, names that exist only to erase other names. You become the weapon they use when rules become fiction. Your first target is the protege, the ghost who smiled. He runs a private security firm now. Mercenaries, data extraction, deniable solutions. From a compound in Dubai that breathes recycled air and paranoia. You don't breach the perimeter. You become the perimeter. 3 months as a janitor, 6 as a systems tech. You memorize his coffee order. You learn his son's asthma medication. The night comes in pieces. His security feeds loop. His guards respond to a fire alarm you triggered in the East Wing. You find him in the panic room. Not panicking, waiting. Pistol steady. He recognizes you despite the surgeries. Handler, he says. Not your name, your function. You don't speak. Speaking is for the living. The fight is economics. Efficiency versus desperation. He is younger. You are hungrier. You break his elbow with a paperweight carved from Afghan lapis. You crush his windpipe with the heel of your hand. The move he taught you. Talon. Snow against glass. You watch him understand, finally, that betrayal is a currency that compounds interest. You leave him breathing, barely. A message in oxygen tubes. I was here. I am always here. Your payment is not money. It is restoration. A file. A photograph. The warehouse in Istanbul. The man in the chair. Not a traitor. Never was. Just a journalist who asked questions about black sites. Your first murder was fiction. They built you on a lie. You burn the file. The truth is worse. The phone vibrates. No words this time, only coordinates. Antarctica, a research station that doesn't appear on maps. Final assessment. You board a cargo plane with frost already in your lungs. You feel the weight returning, not of weapons, of everything you've become. The asset, the runner, the ghost, the handler, the architect, the revenant. They are all here. They are all you. The engines whine. The dark swallows the horizon. Level 7, Null. You are the negative space where the world used to be. Antarctica does not exist. The ice is a membrane between dimensions of silence. You descend through a shaft drilled not for science but for storage. Bodies, yes, but also histories. The final archive of everything they needed to unmake. You walk past cryogenic vaults where names you memorized hang in vapor. The architect's programs, the handler's assets, your own frozen breath sampled and filed decades ago, when you first signed the paper that erased you. The facility has no guards. It needs none. The cold is warden enough. At the center, a chamber, one chair, one screen, one figure in thermal gear without insignia. They do not speak. The screen speaks for them. You have reached the terminus of identity. All previous iterations are now liabilities. Nullification is not death. Nullification is the removal of the possibility that you ever existed. You understand. Level 7 is not a rank. It is an unwriting. They show you the footage. Istanbul, but different. The warehouse. The man in the chair. Not a journalist. Not then. He is you. Older. Scarred. They harvested your future self to build your past. A closed loop of causality. The gun they pressed into your palm that first night? Your own fingerprints. Worn smooth by decades you haven't lived yet. You are the Ouroboros. You are the snake that swallowed its own beginning. The screen offers choice. Enter the chair, become the ice, or walk out, and every operation you touched, every ghost you built, every war you engineered, unravels in sunlight. Assets exposed, families destroyed, the machine you served dismantled by the truth of you. You sit, not because you believe in their cause, not because you fear exposure. You sit because you have finally found the edge of the labyrinth, and the only monster here is the one wearing your face in every mirror you smashed. The cold enters through your spine. You feel the memories crystallizing, then fracturing. Istanbul, Caracas, Moscow, Tallinn. The names become sounds without meaning. The sounds become silence. Your last thought is not of murder or money or the weight of a trigger. It is of snow against glass. Tallinn, safe house. You were almost happy there, in the forgetting. The screen displays. Nullification complete. There is no you to read it. Somewhere, a file clerk in Langley. Level 1, asset. 3 weeks in a warehouse. Finds a photograph in his envelope. A face he almost recognizes. Almost. He dials the number. He waits. The operation begins again.